Like, what's up, guys? Welcome to Yumi's Universe. I'm Yumi, and I wanted to share with you my experience with prison because it was pretty intense, I gotta say. But yeah. So um, this is Yumi's Universe. Please forgive me, I can't edit this video. I have to save up for a better computer and a camera. Um, so if I pause for a sec, just excuse me. I'm doing my best here. I'm doing my best, okay? It just can't be perfect. What it would be like should be perfect. What was I gonna say? Welcome to Yumi's Universe, where you can be as insane as you want to be, and we're all insane, so no judgment here. No judgment, zero judgment, because we all got issues. We all wondering if the world is about to explode. But anyways, okay, so here it goes. ADHD, go away, concentrate, Adderall, help me concentrate. So it all started with I was in Prescott at my ex-boyfriend's, and he got the great idea of punching me in the face and giving me a black eye and a big, whatchamacallit, egg something. I can't remember right now what it's called. But yeah, it was bad. And went to the hospital. Decided to press charges, so he did go to jail for 4 months. But anyways, so I got a taxi, a half an hour ride taxi all the way back to my place in St. Paul where I was living with my mom. And went to sleep, I think, woke up, and I was like, I want a beer. I want a beer right now, so I'm gonna walk to the liquor store and get a beer. And on my way there, there's this guy, he's like, hey you, from across the street. And I was like, hey, what's up? Usually I don't talk to people that I meet on the street. I'm just like, no, like, 'cause I have social anxiety, especially back then. I had really bad social anxiety, but I guess, like, I was just in this mood where I was like, I don't care about anything right now. Like, my heart was shattered because when he punched me like that, it was like he died. It was like there's no more, like, the love of my life is just non-existent anymore. So I was like, yeah, I'll talk to you on the way back home. And then I got a beer and started talking to him about stuff. He's like, man, that black guy, that's too bad. Like, I want to help you. And he started talking about helping me. And, like, I went inside his house, which you should never do with strangers. They can lock you up in a cage as soon as you're in there. I was dumb. I don't know what I was thinking. This is an epic story about the honor of Annika winning the gold medal of doing the absolute stupidest thing she could ever do in her lifetime. And that was trust these guys and go with what they were saying. I was too depressed to say no. At first I was skeptical. He was like, I want to help you. Like, my friend's got this way of getting money, and you just need to, like, open a bank account and stuff. And I was like, no. And they were like, it's legit. And I was like, fine, whatever. I don't care. I didn't even realize what we were doing was illegal. I don't know. At this point, I knew nothing about banks. I never had a credit card. No, like little old poor bum Annika doing her best, shining bright, listening to people tell her to open a bank account to get some money. A little sketchy. So I opened a bank account and they gave us this card. And they take the card to the ATM. It's like, and he got out like $200 somehow. Like, I thought the bank was just like giving us money for opening a bank account. Like, I wasn't really thinking about it at all. I was just like, yeah, whatever. I'm gonna drink beer and just go with this because, my genius self was thinking, maybe this is God trying to help me to make up for being punched in the face. I was like, this is a gift from God. Right. It still was, but not in the way I thought it was going to be. So, then a couple days later, they're like, we're going to cash some checks. I was like, okay. So we can probably get like $1,000 each. I was like, alright. And, it's like, okay, whatever. Drank beer. I'm a genius, you guys. I found money. It just comes out of the bank. Right. Yeah. I am a certified genius. Can you tell? Anyways, so then we drive out to Buffalo because that's the best place to cash these checks apparently. First guy goes in and he came out with about $1,000, and then I went in, and by the time I went in, they had caught on to that he tricked them. I didn't even know, it was a forged check, literally, but they just handed me this check, and they're like, go cash it. I was like, okay, and that's what I got in trouble for, legally. Forged check. Presenting a forged check, because I didn't write it. And so I'm talking to this lady, and she's like, yeah, let me go get some pamphlets for you to see what kind of whatever you want. And I was like, okay. And she came back with the police, and I was just like woke up. I was like, okay, now I know, because they were looking at me like, you're in trouble. And once again, my genius self was like, I swear I was cursed by black magic to be this stupid, I swear. But anyways, I thought somebody would come up to me and tell me, you can't do that. That's illegal. Don't do that. And I'd be like, oh, okay, I won't. I don't know why I thought things like that. I'd never been in trouble before like that. And so I was just clueless about banks, about the legal system, about forged checks, whatever. So that was fun. I was like, I plead the fifth. And they were like, they're like, alright, and they put me in the cop car and took me over to jail. And in the cop car, I started freaking out. I started, hyperventilating, and, I was, crying, bawling my eyes out. I was like, can you talk to me about something, please? Because I was, panic attack, freaking out. And he was, so he started talking about simple things, and, he's like, where do you go to school? And I was like, I don't go to school, I'm a bum. I'm just a worthless bum. So then it kind of got worse. But then, I was 21 when all this happened. This was 9 years ago. So, great times. Anyways, Yeah, so I get to the jail and they knew I was prescribed to Xanax at the time. So, but they ended up giving me like, this is crazy because usually jails like don't give anything. They give like the least um amount of medicine possible. And they gave me like 3 or 4 times the amount I'm prescribed because I was freaking out so bad. And then they stuck me in a cell, and I just. I passed out. And I was knocked out from the Xanax until the next morning. I was so thankful for that. Holy crap. It was nice to just have to, like, my first my first jail experience. I just slept through it all. So it's kind of what I did with all of it. But um yeah, so I went to court the next morning and they let me go. I had no idea they were gonna let me go. I didn't know how the system works. So I yeah, I had to go to court and they put me on probation. Probation. That is just the funnest thing you will ever do. Okay, I had huge problems on probation. I First of all, they wanted me to go to rehab because I was drinking beer at the time. I mean, I drink beer at odd times, but I don't feel like I've ever really been an alcoholic. I've never felt like I needed alcohol. I just felt like I wanted it. Anyways, I don't know. I drank a lot more back then. I was a reckless, spiritual, loving weirdo. Um, but God, probation ended up being so hard. Like, I eventually did finish one treatment, but I was like in and out of treatments because they drove me nuts. They try to tell you things. They try to get you to believe things that, like, I already have a huge set of beliefs that are personal and very important to me. And, like, when I figure things out and realize something's dumb, I'm not gonna. I can't go backwards. I can't go, oh yeah, this may be right, even though I realized it was dumb. Like, I can't. There's a lot of good things in the 12 step system, and, like, I really love how much self care you get at rehabs, at treatment centers. But it's just, like, over the top, and I never could, like, admit to myself, like, I'm never gonna drink or smoke weed again. Because that's what I was there for. Drinking, smoking weed, like, like what everybody does. Um, and it and like it was just a horrible experience for me. And even like my dad, like I had to go to a treatment center and I was supposed to call them, so I called them on a certain day and they didn't pick up. And when I told my probation officer I called them, she's like, no, you didn't. I specifically told you to call them and you didn't call them. And now you're going to have to go back to jail. And I was just like, dude. But then I didn't have to go back to jail because it was kind of a ridiculous thing. But I was like in and out of jail for a while. At first, I got no time whatsoever sentenced to me. I was free to go, free to do probation. Probation until 2016. This is 2011. So I was just looked like a whole lot of fun. Them controlling your every move for that many years when it's crazy, like, it's just crazy. It's crazy. But you know, I can't judge. I can't judge. So yeah. So even my dad, who is like the most organized, efficient person I will ever know, he was trying to help me get all the tasks done I needed for probation because I'm like the opposite. I'm ADHD, chaos, all over the walls, don't know what's going on, can't tell time because it's everything's crazy. But he walked me through everything and we did everything, and it like we ran into so many problems. I was like, this is the universe telling me to just go to jail and prison instead of doing probation. Because the nice thing about doing that, I would get off of probation just a few months after I left prison. So I wouldn't be on probation until 2016. So, yeah, so I decided to execute my sentence. And, yeah, I was even like, one of the times I got brought to Buffalo County Jail, I turned on the TV and they were like, yep, you're going to prison. And I just heard it so loud, like it was a sign, like, just go to prison, Annika. And then I told the CO at the jail, who was nice, he was really cool, I was like, yeah, I'm just gonna execute my sentence because this stuff's crazy. And he was like, smart move. That is a very smart move. Trust me. I see girls coming in and out of here for years, and it's a horrible cycle. So, good for you. I was like, thank you for saying that. That makes me feel a lot better about executing my sentence. Because, like, of course, my probation officer is like, Annika, you gotta think about what you're doing. She wants me to be on papers. And I'm like, I'm thinking about what I'm doing. I can't get through probation, but I, luckily, can meditate like a motherfucker. So put me in that cell and I will just float away. And so yeah, so like at first, jail was really, really crazy. Like, just being in there for a couple days was like, oh my god, I'm going to rip my hair out. I'm going to die. One of the times I got picked up, I had a warrant for my arrest and I knew they were coming because I left and tried to escape to Sedona, Arizona, and just like, was like, yeah, whatever, probation, F you. So, yeah, I got picked up by a cop in my place. And I had to go to Hennepin County Jail. And, Hennepin County Jail, there's like a 60-foot long room with beds. And there's a bed, and then there's like 2 feet of space. And then there's another bed, another cot. Can you even call it a bed? And so, me being super socially anxious, I went in there, and there's girls all over, like, doing shit and playing cards or whatever, and I just laid on my bed and went under my sheets and just meditated. But then this girl, like, sorry, honey, I was meditating, not sleeping, so I was totally aware that you were fucking with me behind my back. This woman was, like, pretending that she was gonna spill something on me or something and, like, making fun of me. So I just turned around and I was like, hey, what's up? How you doing? And she was like, oh, hey, like, kind of, like, nervous, like, I'm not messing with you. And I was like, you messing with me. And then I just became their friend, like, because I laughed it off. I was like, whatever. And then, but that, like, oh my god, if I had to stay in there, I would have literally died. But luckily, the next morning, I got a transfer. to go to Buffalo County Jail. So they brought me there, and once I got there, I was like, I'm free! I was like, I feel free! Because it is the opposite. You get your own room there. You get your own little desk in your room, and your little stool, and you like a place to put books. And the TV as a remote. It was amazing. I was just like, I'm okay. Better blankets. You could like request more blankets if you want there, but so yeah, I spent 4 months in that jail, in and out. I knew I was gonna execute, but then I left. But then I just like did the whole thing, went to court. I was like, no, I'm gonna be good this time, seriously. Or I'm gonna go to treatment and be good. And I'm like, or maybe I'm just gonna run away from treatment and then come right back. I shouldn't have, I don't know if I lied, I can't remember, but I don't even think I knew what I was doing really, so yeah, eventually, early summer 2012, I had the worst breakdown ever. I was trying to be homeless, kinda. I mean, I wasn't. There's so like, there's so much about this. I could do an hour-long video on this. So I could do a 3-hour-long video on this. So like, I'm just not. Just try to stick to the good parts. Anyways, so I had a total mental breakdown, burned a few bridges, which I'm really sad about. Like, I really fucked up with somebody that I really wanted to know, and I don't know, I lost it. I was like, everything's fucked up. What? And then I like finally took my medication, finally calmed down, and I called my dad, and I was like, Dad, can we go get some sushi and go to the beach? I don't think I'd ever been to the beach with my dad before, but I wanted to go to the beach one last time because it was like outside air, and that's something you miss a lot when you're stuck in jail. And then he brought me to jail, Buffalo County Jail, and it was the hardest thing, one of the hardest things I have ever had to do. Just like knowing that I was gonna be stuck in prison for 4 months, and it was prison, and I was a little bit stressed, but thankfully gabapentin is a miracle medicine, and helped me through that. But okay, so then I'm in jail for a few days, and then they bring me to Shakopee. Oh, wonderful Shakopee. Okay, so this is getting pretty long. I think I'm gonna do a part 2 because I don't know how long of videos I can update. So yeah, on the next video, I will tell you my journey through prison. I told you what got me there, and now I will tell you about prison, what it was like, all that stuff. Yeah. I just wanna say thanks for visiting me in the Yumi universe, where we don't judge you. Girl, your beauty is so far beyond those judgments they got of you. You just gotta let that shit go, cause you know what the fuck. Anyways, you're not judged here, so I love you. I love you very much. Stay happy. Enjoy the universe.